Hello, and welcome to Lunar Magic Tea Time, where we discuss all things magical, mystical, metaphysical, and sometimes even a little mundane. I'm Kristen. Today is July 23rd, 2020, and that makes it Tarot Thursday. And, I've talked a little bit about how I do this process. I draw the card in the morning, I sit with it until I have the time and the space to record. Um, I do a little bit of pre-thinking and jotting down some notes, and then I kind of just wing it because I want this to feel very conversational. Um, Today is a lesson, in what happens when you just struggle to connect with the card. And I don't know in this case if it's I'm struggling to connect with the card or if I'm struggling to connect with this deck again. I don't know. We've talked a little bit briefly about what's going on in my personal life, and I've been drifting towards more shadow work heavy decks for me personally. So I've been using the Darkwood Tarot a lot. I've been using the Hermetic Tarot quite a little bit for my personal daily draws. But I like to try to keep things fresh. And so I'm constantly thinking, have I drawn from this deck for you guys for a while? Like, have I used this deck recently? Have I even seen this deck for a while? Kind of a thing when I'm doing the cards for these videos. And I haven't used this deck for a while. It's the Gaian Tarot, Healing Ourselves, Healing the Earth, Healing Ourselves. It literally is just what it sounds like. It is a little bit, sorry, I don't know where that went. Oh, here we go. It is a little bit focused on the love and light crowd, which does have its time and it does have its place. It does sometimes drift into some very intense positivity. Again, that has its time and it has its place. The artwork is absolutely stunning. And this is one of my favorite hermits. But this deck isn't a deck that I can connect with all the time. This deck is a deck that I do use a lot for clients because of its gentle, caring nature, but I don't use it a lot for me. But I wondered if maybe that's why I wasn't struggling. This is 6th or 7th attempt to film this today. I have stopped and started and stopped and started because I just couldn't get to the place where I was comfortable describing this card. And I realized part of that is 100% because of what this card is and referencing. I drew the 3 of Fire, and I did draw this card in reverse, just like this. Okay? So if you noticed at the beginning of the video, there were the 2 photos. I did 2 photos this time of the reverse and of the upright, so you can kind of have a moment to get into this card. In reverse, this card is about self-doubt in the face of doing the things that bring you joy. So upright, this card is about dancing as if no one's watching and finding the joy in the freedom of the music and the movement and just being that 100% in the moment, in your body, and that unity of body, mind, spirit that true joy brings to you through things like dance and through things like music. But in reverse, this card is about doubting that. And I personally have had a lot of moments of doubting where my joy comes from. I let's call it embarrassment over the things that I enjoy. And that shouldn't be, because none of the things that I enjoy are hurting other people. I don't get my kicks out of robbing somebody, but I do get my kicks out of listening to very loud music sometimes, with my headphones so I'm not bothering others. Or dancing around my living room, or watching sometimes absolutely ridiculous television. Those things bring me moments of unity, where all of my body, my mind, my soul are kind of working together in a healthy way. But a lot of times I take too much to heart criticisms of what I enjoy. Why do you listen to that? Why do you watch that? And this card is really about letting go of that self-doubt enough to enjoy what you enjoy if it's not harming others. And finding the space to do so. Your challenge, I'm just going to read a passage from this book. Your challenge is to let go of self-doubt and let your brilliance shine to the world. Now, if you've been following us over on Instagram, you will notice that a lot of the theme this week and last week has been faith. Not faith in the sense of worship, but faith in the sense of that deep belief that is unshakable. Have faith that the universe knows what is best for you and will bring it to you. All of my setbacks in the last several years have been setbacks due to the fact that I didn't believe in my personal mission statement. And the last 3 months have been nothing but the universe reminding me personally through my personal readings to have faith that the universe has decided I have to do this. This is what I have to do. And I've gotten to the place where that is now so unshakable because I can no longer fight the tide. So I'm letting go of my personal self-doubt and saying I can do the thing I need to do. And I have faith that it will be successful and that I am taken care of in the universe. Does that sound very love and light and toxic positivity? I do worry that it does, because I don't want people to think that bad things aren't going to happen if you have faith. Bad things are always going to happen. We can't always counter people's free will, and sometimes sometimes we need to experience the bad for whatever reasons. And sometimes it's just bad things just because they're bad things out in the world. Not everything has a reason, and not everything has a season. And I know that got a little weird and off track there at the end, but it does come down to listening to your gut. So this weekend, as we move into the weekend, take a moment to dance like no one's watching, and remember the universe has your back. And if the universe doesn't, I probably do. So with that said, you can find us on the internet at lunarmagicteatime.com. You can email us at lunarmagicteatime.com. You can listen to the podcast at the website. You can listen to the podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, Podbean, and Google Play. You can find our Facebook group on Facebook, just Lunar Magic Tea Time. You can find merchandise at teespring.com, and you can click like, subscribe, and hit that bell button, and have a fabulous weekend.